because it's easy, like, once you've gotten like 1,000, 1,500 words down, you feel like you don't want to edit anymore, or you feel like, you've put in so much effort to writing those words, and then if something doesn't fit, you are really in a dilemma whether you want to delete that part or not. I think they are just a part of life. They help keep me grounded, because if it was all good, then it wouldn't be real.
Hello everyone. So today in the next episode of In Conversation with, we have Miss Shreya Pattar with us. Shreya is a creative content writer with diverse skills and expertise. She has professional experience in content writing, digital marketing. She has been working as a LinkedIn campus editor since 2018 and helping students to write, edit and publish content. So hello Shreya, how are you?
Hi, Hardik. I'm good. Thanks for inviting me to the
Yeah, yeah.
interview.
Yeah, actually it's our pleasure to have you actually.
I'm honored to be here.
Yeah, so how were you dealing with this lockdown? What things have you tried?
So, I mean, it's been usual. Initially, it was a bit lazy for me. I mean, I was at home, so I was, sleeping too much and watching a lot of TV. But then in a few days, I realized that, I cannot spend so many weeks and months like that.
Yeah.
And I started working harder and, really going all in on my freelancing. And it's been some of the best months of my freelancing career, so that has been great. And other than that, just the usual, working and watching some movies and doing some home workouts sometime, and cooking a lot and sleeping.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah, yeah,
usual
that's
routine.
yeah. So like as I can see your like all those your LinkedIn posts and like all the storytelling which you keep on doing on LinkedIn. So it's
Mhm.
really very attractive, and if we see like you have around connections over 45.5K. So
Mhm.
what is the power of LinkedIn and how it is going to help the content creators out there?
I think LinkedIn has like a lot of power and influence over everyone these days. Initially, for me, also, it was just majorly, putting out content, maybe getting some clients. But now it's become a bigger thing,
Yeah,
especially during the lockdown. I have had many people who approach me for, webinar sessions,
yeah,
podcasts,
yeah,
interviews,
yeah,
like what we're doing right now.
yeah,
So that has also been a very good opportunity. Just having that presence and influence, and people knowing me for my work and for my writing, but then also wanting to take it beyond LinkedIn and actually engage with me, learn more about me, and make me a part of their sessions or whatever it may be. So I think it has a lot of opportunities, and any content creator who creates any sort of content, even writers, designers, video editors, whoever they may be, I think everyone should be on LinkedIn and they should try to make the most of it.
okay. So like as I can see, you have a really like a proper well-built profile. So is there any hack to do it? Like how can we maintain and build a proper LinkedIn profile?
Like anything that has to be maintained well, it requires effort and time from your side.
Yeah,
If you want to
absolutely.
clean your room and you have to maintain a clean room, you have to, every
Yeah,
time there's something going on, you have to pick it up and put it back in place.
yeah,
So it's the same thing with LinkedIn. Every time you have something going on in your life, you should kind of update your profile so that it's complete, and always put in a lot of effort to making sure that everything is not only like clean, but it looks neat.
yeah,
So have a good profile picture, like have a profile picture, but then also
yeah,
focus on having a good one where you
yeah,
look good and where
yeah,
there's light on your face. Have a good banner, have a good headline. So it's all about taking that extra effort and making, like, taking that extra step to not only just filling it for the sake of it, but actually putting in some effort and making it worth viewing and worth reading. So some time and effort does make a difference.
okay. So like you write on some topic. So how do you decide on what topic or subject you have to write on?
So I think, I mean, now that I've been writing for such a long time, it's kind of just become like I know what I want to write about.
Okay.
Of course, I have my moments where I'm just totally blank and I have no idea. But then things keep popping up, and it's I just realized that I only have to write about my life, so it's all my experiences, so I don't have to wait for something to happen in the world or for something to trend to write about it,
Yeah.
so any stories I have, any experiences I have with my clients, with my family in here in Dublin, in my college, I just share those. And I don't stress about it. I mean, it's just a story, and I just want to
Okay.
put it out there. So that's all.
Okay. So like I read your stories like completely, and they are really amazing. Like I really appreciate your work because it's like really fantastic. Like I love to read them.
Thank you so much.
So what is the proper way of writing an article or a blog?
I think the proper way is to have a good outline
Hmm.
first, so that because articles and blogs are so long, so it's easy to just stray away and start talking about all the different things that are not even relevant to your article.
Hmm.
So the most important thing is to first have a very clear outline, and
Hmm.
the second important thing is to edit a lot, because
Okay.
it's easy, like once you've gotten like 1,000, 1,500 words down, you feel like you don't want to edit anymore, or you feel like you've put in so much effort to writing those words, and then if something doesn't fit, you are really in a dilemma whether you want to delete that part or not. So it's a bit of a fight with yourself because you've put in the work and now you don't want to get rid of it. But still, editing is very important, and if you think something does not fit, you should definitely get rid of it and kind of make that sacrifice for yourself and for your article.
Okay. So what do you think are the essential components of a good web content?
For web content, I think it has to be very simple and straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, using big words like innovation and like we are an innovative, dynamic, creative thinking company and we solve all your problems, that's fine. But most of the websites I've seen do not really convey what exactly the company does. They
Yeah.
have some vague line that says we solve your problems, but then I really need to know what problem do you solve for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very important thing, that take out all the fluff words, take out everything that are like the cliche words that are
Yeah.
used in the industry, and make it very specific to what you do and what you provide, and uh, make it an experience for anybody who visits your website. Like, they shouldn't have to contact you to know what you do.
Okay.
So just make that very clear, and if you can convince them there that you have a solution to a problem that they actually have, then they will kind of read more of your website and probably end up contacting you.
Okay. So what is the one thing that is unique about your writing style?
um I'm not really sure, honestly. I think the most important unique thing would be, I think, my narrative style, because I
Yeah.
write a
Yeah.
lot of stories, and every piece of content I create is always in the form of a story. So I really like writing that way, and I think that that's my thing. That's what I'm
Yeah.
known for.
Yeah. So what does content mean to you?
I recently had a post about this. Maybe
Yeah,
you read
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I've read it, but I
So
want to know exactly what you want to say. Like, there were so many words and adjectives, so I wanted to listen from you.
So I think that, content is many, many, many things. Like, content is everything all around us,
Mm-hmm.
be it us speaking right now, be it, anything we read, anything we see online. Just walking around and there are so many stories going on, just, by observation.
Yeah.
So I think in a way everything is content. It's
Okay.
how you see it and how you pick it up, and how you decide to use it in a way, or how you decide to kind of convey it to other people. So just keep your eyes open, and you'll have that content just pulling
Content.
you in from everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
So,
great. Like, you need that observation skills to like grasp the things which are happening in your surroundings to write a proper story or a content
yeah,
about it. Yeah. So,
definitely.
so what do you enjoy most about your content writing?
The most fun part is actually looking for clients,
Okay.
because it's such a challenge when you're freelancing. It's a thrill, you know.
Yeah.
It's of course it's a bit concerning. You're like, where is my next month's income going to come from?
Yeah.
And of course, there's no stability as such. Even if I have someone who said that we're going to start from next month, they may not. And it's concerning, it's troubling, sometimes it upsets me, but then that's also the thrill of it. It's
Yeah.
also what makes it so exciting, because every single day is unique, and every single day I'm speaking to a new person from anywhere in the world that I didn't expect to speak to, and that I wouldn't have known if I wasn't freelancing.
Okay.
So just that thrill is the best part of
Okay.
freelancing.
Okay. So how do you manage feedback and criticism? Like when you write articles, you must be getting some positive comments as well as negative. So how do you deal with it?
So it took me a lot of effort to deal with the negative ones, of course. The positive ones are nice. I really appreciate everybody, because especially people who comment and message me, especially people who message me saying my content is good, they send me such long messages. And I understand that it takes a lot of time and effort to, invest and write those messages. So I'm so grateful for everyone who, gives me 2 minutes of their day and actually decides to write something nice to me. And I've had a lot of them. I am really lucky that way, that people really appreciate my work.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to criticism, or I wouldn't say criticism, I would say more like trolling, that
Okay.
happens a lot
Yeah.
online. It's a
Yeah.
part of the online world.
Yeah.
So criticism, I accept. Like if there's something that needs to be changed in a content, or that I've not really conveyed properly, I work on it for the next piece. But when it's straight up people just commenting something that's not even relevant, something that's not even sensible for that post, earlier I would get so agitated. I would want to respond, and I would want to scream at them and things like that. But now I'm okay. Now I ignore them, because
Mm-hmm.
I think they are just a part of life.
Yeah.
They help keep me grounded, because if it was all good, then it wouldn't be real. So I'm grateful for those who just keep me grounded as well.
Yeah. Like
That's
you.
good.
Yeah, you accept the positive things and just neglect the trolling and etc. thing and go on doing your work.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So what qualities does an ideal content writer must have?
There are so many qualities,
Yeah.
honestly.
Actually. Yeah.
Yeah. First is, of course, the work. The quality of work has
Of
to be
course.
good. You have to have that presence through your work
Mm-hmm.
itself, not just through your personality, but through your
Mm-hmm.
work. Second thing is your work ethics. So, how
Yeah.
do you work is very important. You could be the best writer, but if you don't have that good attitude and that good personality that
Mm-hmm.
you convey,
Mm.
it's not going to work out.
Okay.
And another important thing is how you market yourself, because again, you could be the best content writer, best content creator, but if you are not able to put that out there for yourself, you're not going to, it's not going to work. Like, for example, you take any digital marketing agency,
Yeah.
so they are the ones who do marketing for other people, and they are the ones who say that they can get a lot of clients
Yeah.
or audience for others.
Yeah.
But if you see their own pages, they tend to not have any impact.
Yeah.
So when I see that these brands that can do something for others, why can't they do it for themselves?
Yeah.
And that's so
Absolutely.
important. So you should be able to do it for yourself. If you are
Yeah.
a creator, if you're any kind of content creator, you should do it for yourself and market yourself properly as well.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Uh, I wanted to ask you one thing. Like you started writing from the age of 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, how was the journey from that 8-year-old girl to like till here?
Initially, I mean, it was very different. The kind of writing I did, of course, as
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
8-year-old.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
That was more about me ranting. Yeah, that was more about me ranting about how I didn't like maths, or
Okay.
how much I loved my family, or how much I wanted to travel somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So those were really different. Those were really, me as a person who just wanted to explore everything and was very curious.
Yeah.
And that kind of, it of course changed a lot over the years. I used to write a bit of poems, and then it became more. more of like, personal opinion pieces and essays and musings, like you would see on Instagram
Yeah.
captions,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
long captions. So things like that. Then eventually I moved into like this professional side of things. Um, it was all gradual, it was all based on experience and what I wanted to do at the moment. But of course, that initial stage of me starting at 8 and me writing poems was very important for me to
Mm-hmm.
be able to get here.
Yeah.
And that's when my interest started, and it just carried forward. So just
Mm-hmm.
enjoying it.
Okay. So tell us about the competition where you won the funding for your startup and share your experience about it.
It's just like, even now when I think back about it, I get so happy
Okay.
because this was my first startup idea. We had a competition in college called the Dragon's Den, and I was the only one person team, I could say.
Okay.
So after a lot of rounds and elimination and whatnot, six
Mm-hmm.
teams were in the finals, and I was the
Okay.
only single solo founder team.
Mm-hmm.
And I bagged the 2,500 euros funding,
Yeah.
and that was very important. And it was such an amazing experience because at that point, this was my very first startup. I had no clue what I was
Yeah.
doing, and I was told that even for the competition we needed a co-founder, and we needed
Mm-hmm.
someone who knew what their strengths were, and cover up for me,
Yeah.
those kind of
Yeah.
things. um, but just the whole process, because I really enjoy presenting, I really enjoy thinking of ideas and coming up with business ideas and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And because I got to do that on a large scale, and I got to present in front of so many students, in front of
Mm-hmm.
judges, and you know that I won the funding, it gave me a lot of confidence that I had a good idea and that I am good at it, and I want to go ahead and at least give it a shot and see where it goes.
Yeah.
And just hearing my name being called up on the stage, I mean, it was, I still get goosebumps thinking about it, because it was
Yeah.
just such a surreal moment. The whole like the whole month, the whole previous month, I had given so many pitches,
Mm-hmm.
and they were all like, either I was winning or losing. It wasn't really going well. So I was just not expecting much, but because they announced my name, and I
Yeah.
was just so thrilled, and I was just happy the whole week. I guess I was just smiling constantly. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that opportunity. Really helped me out.
Yeah, that feeling and that moment is like just next level. Yeah, you can't like explain it
Yeah.
completely. How does it feel at that time?
Totally. I just wish I had recorded that, because I
Okay.
had actually screamed. I screamed very loudly when they said my
Oh,
name. Like the whole theater, like it echoed. My voice echoed in the whole theater. So
oh,
I just really wished I had a video, and next time I will have a video.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are your future plans with it? Like, how will this journey?
Everyone asks me this, like, what's in the future, and I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
I have some, wide dreams about
Okay.
being happy and having a lot of money,
Okay.
and
Absolutely.
being able to give my family and my loved ones whatever I wish to, and
Mm-hmm.
give them all the happiness and um, everything that they've done for me that allows me to be here and move abroad and study. I really want to have the opportunity to give more back to them.
Okay.
And I mean, because I didn't even imagine myself to be freelancing 2 years ago, but I'm doing this. I didn't
Okay.
think people would want to interview me, but I'm doing it. So
Yeah.
I do not know where I will be in the future, but just hopefully happy and hopefully a little bit rich.
Okay. So, what was the Kickstart movement like? What was that Kickstart point from where you are at this stage where you have 45.5K connections and like a lot of followers?
Um, the kickstart, I would say, was when I was very young, because if I didn't start writing at that point, I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have, continued. I wouldn't have had the passion for it and the interest in it.
Mm-hmm.
Even before that, I think it was my parents, because they always would bring me books, and we used to watch a lot of movies. So that whole idea of storytelling and having stories around me, it was just everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that also sparked my interest, because we, again, movies and having that freedom to watch, listen to my kind of music that I like, and just having the chance to explore whatever I wanted to. And that allowed me to focus and really figure out for myself what I wanted to do rather than them telling me anything. So that freedom, it's where it actually started. And then, it carried forward from the day I started reading and actually fell in love with writing.
Okay. So tell us like which are your favorite books? So like our listeners can also catch them.
When I was younger, my most favorite thing in the world was Tintin, the comic
Okay.
series.
Yeah.
I just loved him. I still love him. Like, I love the adventures that they show, and
Mm-hmm.
it's so it's so clever, and it's such an intelligent comic series. Like, you can actually explore the world just reading it.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember every book and every sentence because I've read it so many times. So the entire series, I highly recommend everyone of all ages to read it. And I think lately I've been exploring different kinds of books. I really like Sophie's World. It
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of philosophy and it's very well written. So I do recommend that as well if you like
Okay.
philosophy.
Yeah. So tell us about your one favorite quote and explain why you like it or you follow it.
My favorite quote. I
Yeah.
don't have a favorite quote, honestly. I know it's
Yeah.
ironic because I include a quote in every post of mine.
Yeah, actually,
Um,
yeah, I was
but
just
yeah, every time I read a new quote, I'm like, wow, like my mind just
yeah,
blows,
yeah.
kind of thing. But my dad writes a lot of quotes, so
Okay.
I like what he says because they're very personal also, because they're meant for me, so I
Mm-hmm.
actually understand what he's trying to say. So those are what I like. And some openings in some very classic books are so good. And yeah, I mean, just whatever quote really connects with me in the moment. Nothing
Yeah,
favorite as such.
yeah. So if you want to sum up our talk, so what you will tell to our listeners?
If you're a freelancer, you should or if you're a content creator, you should create a lot of content and put out a lot of content, and have a lot of patience, because at this point it's so easy for anyone and everyone to create content and put it out with just
Yeah.
one YouTube account, with just one LinkedIn account, with just
Mm-hmm.
one Medium account. So it's a bit of a competition, but the only people who make it in the end are those who have actually stuck to it for a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
So be very patient, and whatever you do, create a lot of it consistently, and just give it your best, and be very patient for the whole process.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so thank you Shreya for joining us for today's talk. It was really amazing talking to with.
Same here, Hardik. Thank you so much for having
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So thank you.